Hey, I'm Yasmin. Welcome to my video. So I was walking in a mall with my sisters the other day. We were just, window shopping, whatever it is that we do. Me and my sisters, we spoke English and Malay, like a mixture of it. Roja, if you will. And sometimes I do like to slide in a little bit of Spanish, but like common words that they know, like hola, si, no, vamos, all that stuff. Because they know that I like to speak Spanish, so they picked up those basic words as well from Dora, whatever. So we were talking, and on our left at that time, there were a few people who were speaking Mandarin, and at the same time, there was some people on our right who was speaking Tamil. And at that time, it struck to me like how amazing it is to be in Malaysia, because we all can speak whatever languages we want. There's a lot of languages spoken here, even though, the majority we speak Malay and English. I don't know if you know this, but I'm big on diversity, and to be actually experience this, to hear this, I just love it. Just speak whatever languages that we are comfortable in. It's very appreciable. It's just means of communication. Take me for example, I usually post on social medias in English, but if you know me personally, I speak Roja. I don't just speak English. I will mix English and Malay whenever I speak, because it doesn't matter what language you use. What matters is who you are trying to deliver it to, who you are speaking with. Like when I'm in Grab cars, I will speak Malay to the Grab drivers. When I'm in markets, when I'm at a service counter, I usually speak in Malay. When I order food, I speak in English because, I don't know, most of the food name is in English. I'm going to be saying them in English anyway, so I'm just more comfortable speaking in English in that situation. But when I'm with my friends who understand both English and Malay, I speak Roja. I just be myself and speak how I would speak to my sisters. But when we have a non-Malay speaking in the mix, now that's when it's a little bit tricky, because I have to use full English in order to include him or her in the conversations. See, I do not condone backbiting in different languages. More like front biting if you think about it, because the person is basically that. You're saying bad things about him or her in front of them, just in another language. I feel like this is the main reason why it is not welcome for someone to be speaking in another language in the presence of someone who do not understand it. I have two experiences where I was put in two different sides of the coin. The first experience is when I was in Spain. I was with other Malaysians, and there was also a Spanish man in the room. So this woman who is older than me, she started to say bad things about this Spanish man in Malay, and I felt so uncomfortable. Dikiranya dia menyindir lah, kan menyindir. And I was so nervous because I hated that situation. And what if he does understand Malay and he knows what we're talking about, and just because I happen to be in the group, they think I'm condoning it. So that's another thing that I hate. I mean, I understand that sometimes you feel the need to talk about other people. Like, I understand that, but don't do it in front of them. Like, even though it's in another language, it's very, very, it's just shady, In another experience, I was with two Slovakian friends. So we were hanging out, and at one point they were like, Yasmin, we're going to speak Slovakian, but we're not talking bad things about you, so don't worry. And I was like, okay, no problem, because I was at their place anyway. But I have to admit that there was like a teeny unsettled feeling, like as if they were talking about me. But like Erica, I know you weren't. It's just, like some kind of insecurity, more of it. And I feel like it comes from us condoning front biting. I'm going to call it that from now on, front biting. The culture of front biting is what makes people feel that way, even though logically they know that these people are not talking about them, but they have some kind of like a stigma, like, oh, you're not supposed to be speaking that language because we don't understand you and stuff like that. Like, you know how to speak English, so why don't you speak English? Or you know how to speak Malay, why don't you speak Malay? Like, so the main point is just that I feel like we should be free to speak whatever language it is that we are comfortable in. It's just that do not speak in a language that the person you are speaking to doesn't understand, of course, common sense, and also do not front bite someone. If we don't want that to happen to us, we shouldn't be doing it too. So if you like this video, give a thumbs up, comment down below if you have any, and if you don't, just tell me if you have any experiences regarding this issue, or maybe what language do you speak. Have an open heart and an open mind, and goodbye.